Ace Moppy Time.
Hello everyone and welcome to my tier list of every single cosmetic for the Scout in the game Team Fortress 2, of which I'm sure you and me are both big fans of. When I say every cosmetic for the Scout, I am not including all class cosmetics, although I am including multi-class cosmetics, so even if they're for 8 out of 9 classes, they will be in this video. If they're for all 9, no way, Jose. If they're Halloween restricted, they're also not going to be in this because there's like, that would doubles the amount of cosmetics pretty much, you know. Maybe we can do that for a Halloween special next year because I missed it this year. Who knows? Anyway, let's get right into it and I'll try to explain my rationale as we go. Number 1, the Flapjack. I believe it is a reference to the film Akira, which I am a fan of. The main character wears it when he's like a motorbike riding kind of guy. What's he called? Canada? Spelled differently to the country, I think. Anyway, the Flapjack, it's pretty cool. Back in the day, it was very popular. Very cool. But nowadays, Scout has like a million different jackets. So the Flapjack has fallen by the wayside a little bit. That being said, it's still a very nice cosmetic. You can use it with loads of other cosmetics because it's not generic, but it is like non-specific. You can get away with it in any kind of set pretty much, you know. Weight room warmer, very much in the same position. Used to be for the heavy, now it's for the Scout as well. It has paintable sleeves, which is pretty cool. It's got a bit of a hoodie. It's nice. It's a really nice cosmetic. It is very similar. They're both A tier. This is going to be a boring start to the list. Frenchman's formals. Used to be for the Spy, now it's for the Scout. Also quite cool. Interesting though, in that he doesn't have many of these kind of like formal, fancy cosmetics, you know what I mean? It's like, it's very posh for something for him to wear, which arguably, you know, doesn't work with his character. Maybe you see that as a downside. But it does make it more unique. There's not many other things that could fill this role in his arsenal of clothing. So that's like quite a positive for it. It's got some nice paintability. You can paint like the cravat, like bow tie thingy. It is nice, and because it's so unique, I am going to put it ahead of the Flapjack and the weight room warmer. There you go. I know this tier list is boring as shit right now, but the first 3 was just all solid items. What do you want me to do? Sack full of Smithmas. Not so good, I think. It's a boring backpack, and Scout has a lot of boring backpacks, as we will see later in the list. And this one is quite boring. It also suffers from Christmas condition, which is where an item is only appropriate to wear during the Christmas season. Sack full of Smithmas definitely suffers from that. And it's just not, it's not that great. I think it goes in E. Chuckle Nuts. He's a shoulder-mounted little fella, and there are a lot of those in the game. I am personally not a big fan of most of these, all these little dolls and animals just like on you, because not only are there too many now, but they don't look like they should stay on there. You know what I mean? He should fall off. At least Chuckle Nuts is a squirrel, and he has like little hands, so he could theoretically be holding on. A squirrel would be good at that, which gives Chuckle Nuts the edge. Out of all of the shoulder-mounted little fellas in the game, Chuckle Nuts is probably my favourite. I also like that he has a little cape on. It makes him more than just a squirrel. He's got a bit of personality to him. If you are in Pyrovision, it will give him the assist when you get a kill. That's not unique to Chuckle Nuts. It does that for most of these critters. He's going to go in the D tier, because I like him, but I recognise that he's kind of shit. Little Drummer Man is very nice. I am a big fan of it. You can use it at Christmas, but you can use it all year round as well. It goes well with like the pirate cosmetics that Scout has nowadays, and goes well with the Scout Shaco that it was meant to go with, so that's less impressive. You know, I don't count that as a good combo if they were literally designed to be in the same set. They don't get that. But yeah, Little Drummer Man is nice. It's hard to paint it a good colour in my eyes. Most of the paints in the game, if you apply them to this, will look bad, which is, you know, it's not a big issue, but it is a slight issue. You might struggle to find cosmetics that go well with it, but it has enough applicability that you could do some cool stuff with it, I'm sure. B tier, I think. Runner's Warm-Up. It's a winter hat, but it's not a Christmas hat necessarily. It is a winter hat, and that makes it available all year round, I say. Maybe you're playing a scout who's from Canada. Not to be confused with Canada from Akira. And I quite like the Runner's Warm-Up. I like that it's an interesting winter hat. I've never seen one like it. You know, it's not just like a little pom-pom hat. It's not just like a beanie. It's like this ear flap covering hat. It's got like a visor and it has got a little dingly bop on it. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Kind of reminds me of Scott Pilgrim versus the World. He wears a hat a bit like this. I like it, but it's nothing special, is it? We'll put it in C. It's solid C energy, I think. Scout Shaco. It's kind of bad. There's not much you can use it with at all. Obviously, you can use it with Little Drummer Man. But apart from that, what are you equipping this with? You can equip it with the Ticket Boy, which is next in our list, and do like a kind of 1930s hotel bellboy set. But really, you can't paint it hardly any colours without it looking bad either. And it's not the coolest, is it? I think it's D, but it's better than Chuckle Nuts. Ticket Boy, previously mentioned, works well with the Scout Shaco. It is in the same vein as the Frenchman's formals, as it's one of the few rare kind of like fancy clothes for the Scout, but it doesn't really look fancy. It looks like you are a ticket boy at a cinema, which is obviously what it's supposed to be. I'm not criticising it for that. What I will criticise it for, though, is the sleeves look weird. The sleeves look weirdly baggy for what is just supposed to be some shirt sleeves. I can't really describe it, you just have to look at it in-game to get what I'm trying to say here. And that really, in my eyes, that takes it down quite a few positions. I think it is E, but better than Sackful of Smithsmas. Soul Saviours should not exist for the Scout. They do not fit the Scout either thematically or literally. These things look huge on the guy, especially like, they're supposed to be like covering your shins. You know, these metal bits are supposed to end below his knee. And they're massive. They are massive. F. They shouldn't be for the Scout. You know, they should be for the Demo Man or whoever they were made for. I'm pretty sure it was Demo Man. Argyle Ace. Quite nice. This whole set, which we'll move the freaking sweet ninja hood across so we can do this whole set as one. It's a great set in my eyes. I really like it. Once again, like the Frenchman's formals and stuff, it's basically the only posh Scout set that you can get. But they're all subtle cosmetics. Paisley Pro especially, and Pompeii Prince, I guess. They are subtle cosmetics. You could not notice them unless you were properly looking for them. And maybe you like that, maybe you don't. That's a personal choice. You know, sometimes it's nice to have a kind of like... Not every cosmetic set has to be bam in your face. You know what I mean? It's nice just to have it's very refined, very thematic for a posh set to have this kind of... I can't think of the words, but, you know... I'll just do noises instead of words. You get what I mean. It's a very kind of set. That being said, Scout does have a lot of shoes. The shoe slot is hotly contested in his loadouts. But Argyle Ace are the only fancy shoes like that. So, they get a free pass. I'm going to put them in C tier. Not quite B because they're too unnoticeable, even though I said that could be a good thing. Paisley Pro does not get the same treatment. It's going to be in D because there are other fancy torso pieces that we've previously discussed. There are no other fancy shoes, there are fancy torsos. So there you go. Pompeii Prince, even lower. It's not in E tier because it's not bad, but it will be quite a bit back in D because honestly you could just equip Baseball Bill's Sports Shine and no one would notice the difference. Sorry. Frickin' sweet Ninja Hood is pretty frickin' sweet, I'm not going to lie to you. Nice paintability. No other cosmetic's going to do that for you. If you want a Ninja Hood, this is your only option. I think it has to be S tier. Looks solid, looks cool. He's got like some other good items that combo well with it, and some good taunts as well. You know, the one where he's like spinning the bat around? That goes nicely with this because he does like the whole like he does that during the taunt. Red socks. Really boring, right? I get that they're ninja socks, but honestly, you don't need the ninja socks to sell the ninja look. You know what I mean? If you want people to be able to look at you and be like, oh, he's a ninja, really the only part you need is the ninja hood. The socks, no one's going to be like, is he a ninja? I would have said yes, but he's wearing trainers, and I don't think ninjas wear trainers. No, that's not going to happen. But on the other hand, if you have the red socks and the Southeast Shinobi equipped, but not the ninja hood, they're going to look at you and be like, what is he? Who is this guy? You need the hood, you don't need the socks, so that's why they do not get to be an S tier. The only saving grace of these otherwise boring socks is the fact that they are paintable, and because of the nature of them, you paint the entire thing, and a cosmetic that is entirely paintable gives it so much more applicability because you can use it in a colour-based set. You know, if I've got the Crook Combatants painted purple and the Red Sox painted purple, all of a sudden my hands and my feet are purple. That's a nice tertiary colour. Now all I need is a purple headpiece as well, and I've got a nice purple themed set. So, are they in C tier? Yeah, but they're not that high in it. Southeast Shinobi, it has the same issues the Red Sox has, but without the upside. I think it's going to go in E tier. There's nothing wrong with it, but there's nothing good about it. There's no reason to equip it in my eyes. First Blood, little Rambo reference. It annoys me because it's a hair piece where the hair is not paintable. And as someone who is of the ginger persuasion myself, I like to be able to get Manco orange all over my hair. And with this cosmetic, you just can't do that. And it's a big letdown, big slap in the face. So it's going to lose points for that. And it's, I don't know, B, C, we'll put it with the runners warm-up, C. Brooklyn Booties. Very boring boots. Brooklyn Booties, more like boring booties, am I right? They are almost indistinguishable from the Boot and Carmoons. However, the Boot and Carmoons have light coloured shoelaces, whether these have dark coloured shoelaces, and the dark shoelaces are harder to see. You know, the light coloured shoelaces stand out a bit. It gives it a little bit more pop, makes it pop a little bit more. So Brooklyn Booties are worse than the Boot and Carmoons. We'll keep that in mind when we do the other ones. I think they're D tier. Boring boots. You don't even need boots, like I said. The shoes are a very unnecessary part of the loadout. Thermal Tracker gets some value because it appears in End of the Line, at least in my eyes. You know, I like that. It lets me roleplay as canonically the same scout who was in End of the Line. That being said, it annoys me because he pulls the hood up in End of the Line, and this one is stuck with hood down. The sleeves are paintable, which is, you know, a positive. It's just an okay loadout, torso piece, to be honest, but there are just better alternatives. C tier, I think. There's nothing special about it. Cortis Collar. This is where things might start to get a little bit spicy. It's S tier, right? And I'll tell you why. You are getting 3 cosmetics for the price of 1 here, okay? You're getting the belt, which would be a shit cosmetic. I will give you that. If that was that, so maybe we'll say you get 2.5 cosmetics. You get the gloves. Bam! Don't need to equip the digit divulgers anymore because I already have gloves built in. And you get the scarf with jiggle bone scarf physics and nice paintable diamond pattern on it. Mwah! It's a beautiful cosmetic. S tier. You never see it enough. Go and use it right now. Harlequins Hooves. They're okay. I would always rather equip the Booty Time instead if I wanted little pointed shoes, because the Booty Time gives you the Jingle Bell effect, which I value. So there's nothing wrong with them, but there's no reason to equip them. They go with the Brooklyn Booties. They're both shoe pieces. Montebank's Mask, possibly pronounced incorrectly, I don't know. It's pretty cool, you know, it's got like a Pinocchio nose. I know that's not supposed to be what it is, but I can't help but see it as Pinocchio. I quite like it, actually, yeah. Obviously it goes nicely with the items it was meant to go with, but it does go nicely with the little drummer man. It goes nicely with the Booty Time, like I kind of alluded to. I think you could do some cool stuff with it. So I'm going to put it in B tier. B tier. Boot and Carmoons, better than the Brooklyn Booties. Not better enough to get them up a tier. They're still boring boots at the end of the day. Orion's belt, pretty nice. There's not many cosmetics that are like belt leg cosmetic things. Do you get what I'm trying to say? I don't know what I'm trying to say. So if you can get what I'm trying to say, good going. So it's very unique, I guess, is what I'm trying to say, even if it isn't the most popping of cosmetics. But it's good for like a military set, and not enough people use it, I would say. So it's a solid B. It's not as good as either of those two. I considered it. Fortunate Son. It's become a staple of the Scouts cosmetics, despite being what I consider to be a relatively new one. Although I realise it's actually been out for many years at this point. It's good. It really is the go-to military scout cosmetic, I guess. And it is nice. It says Born to Run on it. It's cool. Cool stuff. That being said, is it S tier? No, I think it is A. Maybe there. I think it goes right there. Flapjack, overused, overrated, but it is good, so I can't be too mad. B, it's another staple of military scout loadouts. I just wish it was a little less overused. Cadet Visor, I think it's quite cool. I think it's a nice alternative to the Bolt Boy or the Bolt Boy. It's paintable, I believe. It does have one issue though, and that's the semi-transparency of the visor can mess up in some lighting conditions in some parts of some maps. So sometimes it looks a bit janky. But honestly, I like it. If you want to go for a superhero, sci-fi, space, any of those kind of looks, you can't go wrong with it. That's what I say. B tier. B tier, right there. Bargain Bicorn. Bargain Bicorn. It's the bargain Bicorn, I do declare. It's pretty good. You don't have many pirate options as a scout. You have this. You have the new one that I don't know the name of that we'll get to in a little bit. The Speedy Scoundrel. There you go. I just saw it. And you have the World Tour map stamp hat, whatever the fuck it's called. Which doesn't even really count, I guess. But Bargain Bicorn gets an okay from me. That being said, it is always only going to be a pirate cosmetic. You can't use it in any loadout that isn't a pirate-themed loadout, so that knocks some points off. But because it is so unique, it regains its position as C, and it goes right there. Bargain Breeches! They're better than the Bicorn, because they are not necessarily pirate-themed. You could just be a medieval peasant, or you could use them with the little drummer man, because the stripes and like the colours are kind of similar. You could do some cool stuff with it. You could be like a hobo, I guess, because they're ripped. I don't know. I like them. I think they have more applicability than maybe you might think. Get those creative hats on, get those creative juices flowing. You could come up with some special stuff with the bargain breeches. That being said, where do they go? Above the Bargain Bicorn. We'll put them right above. I like parallels. Death Racer's helm. Pretty cool. It's like a motorcycle helmet, but you could also use it as like a space helmet if you wanted to really be cool, I guess. It's paintable. It's got skull and crossbones on for epic, edgy action. It's nice. I like it. Do I like it enough to put in S tier? No way. B tier for you, but a little better than the mask, maybe. Thrilling Tracksuit. Now, this is an S tier, I think. I think it is, because I think it is the Scout's best jacket at the moment, arguably. That's right. It's because you could use it with any kind of like non-themed loadout, and it's got just really nice yellow stripes on the arms, kind of like the old weight room warmer. It's got a bit of a scarf with a bit of a tassel. It's got the non-symmetrical buttons down one side. I love that look. Very cool stuff. Bat backup, F tier. It's supposed to be like Robin from Batman, right? And I get that. And already you are massively lowering the what do you call it when something can be used in multiple situations? My mind has drawn a blank. We'll go with adaptable, even though that's not the word I'm thinking of. But it has no adaptability. It will always only be a Robin from Batman costume. But even to be that, it doesn't look that good because the cape is all like covered by his backpack and shitty. And it looks more like a kid went to a Halloween shop and got a shitty Robin costume, I'll be honest. I'm not a fan of these horizontal like lines going down the middle. I understand that this is like vintage. That's what Robin used to look like back in like the Adam West days. I don't care. It looks bad. I'm sorry. The Butler. Or is it called the Battler? No, I think it's called the Butler. It's terrible. Terrible. It's another Batman cosmetic. I don't even know what the fuck this is supposed to be. Is that the Bat Belt? Because there's another cosmetic that's supposed to be the Bat Belt, right? Why does this even exist? Why does this exist? It's not like you can even make the Scout look like Batman. You can give him like the cowl, I guess, but it's not enough. He's never going to look like Batman. He doesn't need the belt. The belt itself looks kind of ugly, and the colour is like off yellow. It looks like mouldy plastic. It's horrible. Crook combatants. This is more like it. That's an A-tier cosmetic right there. I already said about how you compare them with the Red Sox to go for any tertiary colour you like. Bam, that's the theme of my loadout now. And they're just nice, solid gloves. Sidekick Side Slick has like so many different cosmetic styles that already it has to earn some points just for sheer number alone. Because it's got with and without hat versions, and then it's got paint hair or paint, visor, eyepiece. And you did hear me. I said paintable hair. You know what that means. Big points for supporting all the gingers out there with our Manco Orange Sidekick Side Slicks. Big fan. And it's not even a hat. It's an eyepiece. So you can put hats on top of it. Blew my mind. Game-changing cosmetic for the ginger community. It's A-tier for that. Oh, yeah. 2 Fortnite, this bad. Whatever. It's not as bad as the Butler, though. It looks cool. It doesn't, though. It doesn't fit the art style at all, okay? I didn't want to get into this because there's too many YouTube videos already where people will be like, the TF2 art style is under attack. But they are right. It's not an argument I want to get into at this time. 2 Fortnite, though, really doesn't fit the art style. And it's like, what do I equip this with to make it look good? Nothing. It never looks good. I'm sorry, 2 Fortnite. You're in the trash can this time. Bonk Batter's Backup. I'm a big fan. It's the complete opposite of the 2 Fortnite. It perfectly fits the art style. It perfectly fits the Scout's character. Molto bene. It's an amazing cosmetic. That being said, it is a boring backpack, so it loses points. The backpack slot is heavily contested, and who even gives a shit anyway about your backpack slot? So it is D tier, but it is good. It is good. I like it. In a parallel universe, that could be like just part of the Scout's default model, and nobody would bat an eyelid. Hot heels, never ever equip them. If you take one thing away from this video, it's never equip the hot heels. Please go and equip the ball kicking boots instead. They look basically the same, and the ball kicking boots have a secret property that I will get to when we get to them. So stay tuned for that, listeners. Don't change the channel. What's this called? The Air Dog or something? I don't know. When I was making the tier list clear, I accidentally cropped out the name of this one. So we're going with Air Dog. I like it. It's a nice, solid helmet cosmetic. But unlike the Fortunate Son, it has the adaptability that I'm always looking for. It could be a snowboarding helmet. It could be a motorcycle helmet. It could be some kind of military fighter pilot helmet. Could be any kind of helmet you want. Mind blown. Holy shit, so many helmets that I could have this be. It's got some nice paintability. You do the vertical line down the middle. It's pretty sick. That's why it gets A tier. Courtly Cuirass. Ooh, it's a tough one. It looks pretty cool and it is very unique. But you can't use it for anything other than a futuristic, that's the opposite of what I meant to say. You can't use it for anything other than a medieval scout look. And that's the issue. That's the issue here. What do I equip this with besides the Squire Sabatons and the Herald's Helm or You know, it's just there's such little adaptability on this. That's going to be my most said word in this video, adaptability. So, courtly cuirass. Could you courtly put your cuirass into D tier? Right there. You're still better than the boring boots. Squire's Sabatons, however, is not better than the boring boots. Because, as previously mentioned, if you want to pull off the medieval look, you don't need to make sure your shoes are there. You need to make sure your helmet's there and your armour's there. You don't need to make sure your armoured shoes are there. No one's looking at your feet. At least I hope they're not. That's a joke. We don't kink shame here. So they're E tier. But they are top of E because they do look quite nice. Herald's Helm. I'm about to look like a big hypocrite because I actually think this is pretty good, despite it being medieval themed. Because to me, it looks like a mixture between a medieval helmet and American football helmet, like had a baby. And that means it's cooler to me, and like it's less stuck in the medieval era. It's like a modern reimagining of a medieval helmet. It's like a Mad Max apocalyptic helmet, maybe, in my mind's eye, in my imagination. It can be whatever I want it to be. And that lets it get up one more tier, but not much further. Pestering Jester. I always want to call it the Pestering Jestering, just because I like rhyming, I guess. It's pretty funny. It's pretty cool because you can use it with the Cortis Collar, and there you go. That's a pog combination right there. And you know, the Scout is a pestering kind of guy. I can imagine him doing this with the Jester hat. Here's a loadout for all you kids to try out there. Cortis Collar, Pestering Jester, and the Booty Time. Go use those in combination and report back to me with how much epic attention you get online. How many people like typing a message. You know, you can hear the clickety clack of their keys. Holy shit! XX_ Scoutman _XX. I love your loadout. Where did you come up with that? You can reply and say youtube.com/LukeMoppy. Or don't. You know, it's up to you. Anyway, it is B tier? Is it B tier? Yeah. What is this called? The Wingman? It's a chicken hat. It's a turkey hat. These hats exist in real life, despite it being ridiculous. So that's like cool. If you want to be able to cosplay as your own loadout in real life, you can do it if you equip this. It's got some nice paintability. You can paint it black to have it be burnt. You can paint it green to have it be mouldy. You can paint it the salmon colour to have it be raw. You know, there's a lot of things you can do with it. And Scout has a lot of fast food and chicken related cosmetics and taunts and stuff. So it's good. There's some good combos. It's a solid hat. In fact, boom, right there. Electric Twanger is a boring backpack, but it is also an electric guitar, which are inherently unboring. So, you know, it's still a boring backpack at the end of the day. I'm sorry. And I tell you what does annoy me about it. The fact that it's strapped to your backpack, right? It's not strapped to his back. He's not wearing a guitar on his back. He's wearing that, like, tube-shaped messenger bag on his back with his guitar strapped to the bag. What is he doing? If it was actually strapped to his back, I would have bumped it up another tier, I'm telling you. Reader's choice, not my choice. They're boring glasses, and the eye slot is hotly contended in the current TF2 cosmetic fashion meta. There's lots of impressive, cool eye slot items, and like Half Moon Santa glasses ain't one of them. No reason to equip it. It's going with the boring boots. Snowwing. It was snowing outside in real life for me recently, which is cool. It's another boring backpack. What else do I have to say? It's more boring than a guitar, that's for flipping sure. Airborne Attire. S tier. It's just a nice, simple, clean jacket with a paintable undershirt. It's like totally generic, so you can use it with any cosmetics without it being like, why have they got that jacket with that hat? No one's going to be like that. They're going to be like, nice jacket, dude. Oh, you painted it to match your crook combatants. Big pog. Lightning lid. Not a fan. And I'll tell you why. It's going in E tier right now. when I am creating a cosmetic loadout, there's a couple of things I want to go for. I either want to do like a thematic / cosplay loadout where I look like a certain thing or a specific character, or I want to look like my own character of my own creation and do something totally unique. And I know what you're thinking, but the lightning lid is like the Flash, so it's perfect for that first category that you just said. But you would be wrong, because if it is literally the Flash's helmet, there's no challenge in looking like the Flash anymore. You just equip this. Oh, it's done. I've done it. I'm the Flash now, guys. Ha ha ha. But it's like, that's such a lazy costume. You know what I mean? It's like when it comes to Halloween, I don't want to go to the local costume shop and just buy a costume of like a specific thing. I want to create my own costume. I want to get my creative juices flowing. I can't creatively be the Flash if I just have the helmet that's like, oh, it's the Flash helmet, can I? That's why it's in E tier. Messenger's mailbag is a boring backpack. Enough said. It does look clean though. It's a nice clean design. I like that. Pocket pooling. Get out of my life. She doesn't even sit in your pocket. She doesn't even sit in your pocket. Think about that. Think about how messed up that is. There's too many pocket characters in the game now. It used to just be the pocket medic, which made sense because it was a pun based on the terminology invented by the community. But now there's a billion pocket things. There's a pocket Marasmus, a pocket Zephaniah Man. Who even cares who Zephaniah Man is? Most people probably don't even know who that is. I'm telling you, most people probably even don't. I'm often on the Reddit. I see people like talking about things that happen in the comics, and other people being like, no way, wow, I'm going to have to go read the comics now. And it's like, if you haven't even read the comics, there's a 0% chance you know who Zephaniah Man is all I'm saying, okay? Which is fine. If you don't have to read the comics to enjoy the game. I'm not trying to gatekeep being a TF2 fan. If you don't want to read the comics, don't read them. If you do and haven't got round to it, that's totally cool as well. My point is just that there's too many pocket characters in the game. I don't know. I really went off on a rant there. Speedsters Spandex. I seem to remember there being like some kind of slight lighting / clipping issues with it. I don't know, it just doesn't quite look right to me when you see it in game. It is paintable, but the paints it on a gradient, and it's weird, and I don't really... the gradient doesn't look so good. It's D. It's above the lightning lid, because fuck the lightning lid. But it's... not D. Aloha apparel. Very nice. It's what the Triad Trinket wishes it could be, in my opinion. It is very nice, actually, and it's super generic, again, just like the Airborne Attire. You know, it's just a t-shirt at the end of the day. But it's a nice-looking t-shirt, that's for sure. A tier, right there. Forest footwear, they're boring boots, boom. These ones are easy to tier now. In fact, are there any other boring boots? No, I'm not going to skip ahead, but... Jungle Jersey, another very nice jacket. Is it an S tier jacket? You better believe it is. It's a jacket with like a turtleneck underneath. You can paint the cuffs. Beautiful stuff. Transparent trousers. They're trousers, you know. They're like camo trousers, military trousers. We'll put them with the Orion's belt. They're probably, if you're doing a military loadout, these two are going to be in direct competition with each other. You can only equip one. Which one's it going to be? Trucker's topper. It's quite boring. It's non-paintable hair. I know. But it is like two cosmetics in one, because it's the hat and the mullet. So, despite the fact that the lack of paintable hair annoys me, it scrapes into C. Punk's pomp. Now that's what I call paintable hair. You get to go with the other paintable hair right there, buddy. And it has like the nose plaster and the cigarette as well. It's very cool. If you want to look like a cool customer, whew, they don't get much cooler than this. I'll tell you that one for free. Alright, I'm going to take a quick hydration break. I'll see you guys in no time at all, because I'll cut it out. Alright, we're back, and I'm hoping we can just blaze through these last ones lickety-splickety. Wipeout wraps, not a big fan. I get that it's like a puffy winter coat, but it just looks kind of too baggy and weird. Doesn't really suit the scout. I prefer form-fitting clothes. That being said, it's not E-tier worthy. It's not that bad. It's not that interesting. It's about the Speedsters Spandex. It's right there. Blizzard breeches. Similar thing, basically, but they're trousers instead of a torso piece. But there are less trouser options than there are torso piece options, so it has less competition, ergo, it gets to be bumped up a tier. Antarctic eyewear, paintable hair, big pog, goes with the other paintable hairs in between the two, I think. Athenian attire. It's like a kind of ancient Greco-Roman kind of thing. It's okay. It's the same story as the Squires, Sabatons, and the Courtly Cuirass. Looks good, does what it does, doesn't do anything else. But we do have all of these all-class Jungle Inferno, like Aztec and Inca-themed cosmetics that would also go nicely with it. And like the, whatever that all-class Pharaoh thing is that could go nicely with it. So it does. There are some combos you can do with it. So it's better than the Courtly Cuirass. That being said, it's not better enough to get in a new tier, but it is better enough to bump up to there. Hephaestus's handcrafted helmet. I don't know what this thing's called. The name's too big for it to fit on my little tooltip, so I have no idea. Parts of it look too thin. It's almost. I don't like how it. I just don't like the actual model, which is rarely my complaint, but in this case it is. Yeah, the metal looks so thin; it doesn't look real. And it's the same. It's the same thing as the. I've already forgotten what it was called. The Athenian attire, but in this scenario, there aren't that many body pieces it can go with besides the one it was meant to go with. Right? The Athenian attire can go with non-Greek themed helmets. It can go with any kind of yoldy-worldy kind of headpiece and work. This one, though, there's not that many body pieces it can go with. It could go with the cheat sheet, I suppose, but it's just, it's going to go with the Squire Sabatons. Olympic Leapers, also going to go there, because they're both shoes, they're both boring boots, and they're both boring boots that you can't use with many different loadouts because they're too specific and niche. Catcher's Companion has to go below Chuckle Nuts because I said Chuckle Nuts was the best shoulder-mounted fella. Is he bad enough to go down a tier? No, not really. He can go there. Juveniles Jumper. It's a nice Christmas jumper, but it doesn't suffer from the Christmas condition because it does have alternate styles where it has no Christmassy-ness to it whatsoever. So that gives it more adaptability. Bumps it up to B, I think. Right there. Millennial Mercenary, paintable hair, but it does put a weird kind of colour effect on it. It's not super amazing paintable, but it does come with glasses as well, so that's 2 cosmetics in one, which keeps it in the A tier, but it is at the bottom of A tier. Don't know what this is called, because I fucked up when making it again. But it is very nice. I think it's much like the Bonk Batter's backup. In a parallel universe, this could be the default Scout look. It's that in character and clean and just nicely done. That's an A tier hat right there. Right there. Pompous Privateer. It's a pirate cosmetic. It will always only be a pirate cosmetic, so it's going to go with the Bargain Bicorn, because they're both the same thing. Speedy Scoundrel is a pirate cosmetic, but it's not necessarily. It has 3 different styles. You can just have the mullet. You can have it without the moustache, I think, and you can have the full thing. So, gives it adaptability. That being said, none of the styles look that nice. It's going to go with the Trucker's Trucker's Topper. They're both mullet-based cosmetics. They both go next to each other. Simple as that. Fuel Injector. It's a mask. It's got some different styles. You can do it Mad Maxy. You can do it a bit more realistic. You could be like a graffiti artist with like the mask, you know. Cool stuff. Not super cool, but cool enough. It's going to go right there. California Cap. Quite similar to the Trucker's Topper, but you're trading the mullet for some sunglasses. But it's still pretty boring. Poolside Polo. Kind of cool in like a kind of Beach Boys, Blue Album era Weezer, kind of like geeky cool kind of way. It does really give me that kind of vibe. And it is called the Poolside Polo, so it makes sense. You know, it is like that kind of American summery, water-based, like surf rock kind of thing. I dig it. I'm going to put it with the Juvenile Jumper. Soda specs, there's nothing wrong with them, but as I talked about with the Reader's Choice, the eye slot is hotly contested at the moment. There's so many cool eye pieces that you can equip that soda specs just aren't going to cut it. They can go with the Reader's Choice because they have the same issue. Tools of the Tourist, it's a boring backpack. Enough said. Boom boxes. It's a good one. It's a great cosmetic. If you have a spare cosmetic slot in your loadout, why not add the boomboxes for a little laugh value, you know? Why not? Why not just add that? It's funny. Particular Protector, obviously, only exists because of the current global pandemic that we're in. If it wasn't for that, this cosmetic would make no sense and would have no relevance. And so I don't think it's a good cosmetic. I think it's like, what do I equip this with that makes sense? With the current state of the world, you can equip it with anything and everyone would understand why it was equipped. But hopefully, if we look forward in 10 years' time, and not only has COVID been eradicated, but TF2 still has an active player base, you're not going to see anyone wearing the particular Protector. So the optimist inside of me is placing it in E. Fast food. I want fast food. I want food fast. That's from the Iron Giant concept album by, what's he called, Nick Townsend, the guy from The Who. Go and listen to that track, Fast Food. It's one of the better tracks in the album, I would say. What am I saying? Blah, 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 blah. I said before, Scout has a lot of fast food based cosmetics. You know, it's a very characterful cosmetic. It's going to go with the Bonk Bounce backup. They're both boring backpacks, but they're both the best of the boring backpacks. Fried batter, unpaintable hair. Ooh. That being said, it's a nice cosmetic. It's going to go right next to this other one because they're both very characterful. Just like these two go together, these two also go together. They are birds of a feather, now and forever. Meal dealer, or just meal dealer. It's pretty good. It's better than the fried batter, and whoop, there it goes. Batter's helmet. This one might be a bit. It might get a bit. Why can I not speak? I started doing the blah blah as a joke, and then I couldn't stop. This one might get a little bit spicy, is what I wanted to say, because despite being like the first ever cosmetic for the Scout, I think it's bad, and I think it is E tier, quite frankly. And I'll tell you why. It doesn't fit his head, okay? He wears the helmet over the top of his existing cap. Why does he do that? Why doesn't he just wear the helmet? Maybe this is what they do in baseball, you know. I don't watch that shit over here in my country that I live in, so I don't know that kind of stuff. You know, please leave an angry comment if baseball players actually wear their helmets over the top of their existing hat that they wear, but somehow I doubt it. And because of that, it looks really oversized and baggy, and it should be like shaking around on his head, because it doesn't fit him. He's wearing like a huge helmet that doesn't fit him. I also don't like that it's got like one ear protector is missing. It's so he can have his little headphone thing, right? Again, maybe baseball players do that, but I ain't never seen it. Baseball Bill's Sports Shine is better than the Pompeii Prince only because it existed before it, and they're basically the exact same cosmetic. That being said, it is quite boring, but it is nice. It's another subtle cosmetic. We'll put it with the Argyle Ace for that reason. Bonk Helm, better than the Batter's helmet because it is symmetrical, and it's a Bonk cosmetic. There's lots of Bonk cosmetics. We'll put it with the other Bonk cosmetic right there. Boom. I don't want to split up the fried batter with it, so this one's going to go ahead of him. Ye Olde Baker Boy. It's a very nice, very clean hat. Very clean, very nice. I don't know how else to describe it other than clean. But it is clean and paintable and cool. Troublemaker's Tossle Cap, same story. You know, these are from a very similar era of TF2, back when all of the hats were very clean. Nowadays, they're covered in dirt. Get a fucking dry cleaner in the Badlands, huh? But no, it's nicely paintable. There's some different styles to it, which are all nicely paintable. It's good cosmetic, although tainted by the actions of the minority. Whoopee cap! Don't really get what it's supposed to be. Is it like one of those paper party hats that you get out of a Christmas cracker? I'm not really sure. It is weird. I don't really understand when I'm supposed to equip it, if I'm being perfectly honest with you. So it's gonna take some points for that. It's gonna be C tier right there. Bombing Run. Again, yeah, it's pretty nice. Not quite as clean as the Baker Boy, but you know, It's quite cool. It does annoy me that the chin strap is so loose, though. I'd rather the chin strap not exist or be tightly done up. Sorry, guys. It is nicely paintable again, though. Better than the whoopee cap, probably. It can go right there. Milkman. There's no need to be down. I say Milkman. It's definitely an A-tier cosmetic in my books. It's just, despite being a lot newer than the Baker Boy and the Tossle Cap, it is just as clean. You can equip it with like the Tuxie. I think that's a nice loadout. You could do it with the Ticket Boy as well, actually. Get some use out of the Ticket Boy. Flip Trilby. No, it's not so nice. I don't know. It's a bit boring. It's a bit blandly blandly coloured. Don't really get it. Don't really know when I'm supposed to equip it, if I'm honest. Essential accessories would be boring boots, except for the fact they also give you sweatbands on your arms, giving it a little edge on all the other boring boots. It's going to go with the non-boring boots, the Argyle Ace. Super fan, more like super bland. It's just a cap, dude. We've got the Ellis cap, we've got the Manco cap, we've got tons of caps in the game. Why am I equipping the super fan over them, huh? Tell me why. Ain't nothing but some kind of Witcher cosmetic. I don't know. It's okay though. It is paintable hair. It's paintable hair that appeals to you if you are a filthy weeb. I'm joking, of course. You know, you can equip it. You can be a weeb. Weebs aren't necessarily filthy. This one is bad. It's F tier bad, in fact, I would say, because it's barely noticeable. And it's 0% adaptable because it will always just be the Witcher charm. You can't spin it any other way. Planeswalker Goggles, hey, they're pretty cool. They're going to go with... No, where did I put the Cadet Visor? And they can go with that. There you go. Boom. They're better than the Cadet Visor. Goggles are cooler than visors. Come on. Bolt Boy, same boat, but it is still cooler than all of them. Yeah. These are the cool glasses. These are the not so cool glasses. These are the cool glasses. Flip flops. Yeah, they're alright. They can go with the red socks. It's like the... No, you know what? I'm being nice. They can go up here with the cool shoes. Lucky number 42 is a boring backpack, and the model looks kind of weird, like it's made of plasticine or something almost. I don't know. El Jefe goes with Thirst Blood in my book. They both have hair. Neither of the hairs are paintable. Both have a bit of a red headband thing. There you go. Basically the same cosmetic, guys. Come on. Ball kicking boots, S tier. S tier, because... And this is the bit that you've all been waiting for. Why are the ball kicking boots so good? I will tell you. And maybe I'm completely wrong because I haven't been bothered to look it up. But I'm very confident in my ignorance, which is never a good thing. But in this case, it is. The ball kicking boots are so special and so cool and so undeniably S tier because they make an inflatable ball spawn inside the spawn room on your map, and you can kick it around with physics. You know, like when it's the anniversary, TF2 anniversary, and there's like that anniversary ball you can kick around. Ball kicking boots spawn one of them whenever you're on the server, mate. You become a ball machine. It's good. It's good stuff. Backwards ball cap. You can go with the other super clean, super classic cosmetics. There you go. Enjoy your place. Hermes. You can go with the also super clean, less classic cosmetics like the bombing run. Stereoscopic shades, same thing as the soda specs, man. There's nothing wrong with you, you are quite cool, but those eye slots are just too hotly contested. Big Elfin Deal. It's a Christmas suffering cosmetic, but it does also appear in the comics, so that gives it lore accuracy. And it is nice, I like having the pointy ears. It has become less cool as time has gone by, because nowadays, like, almost every class has their own version of this that gives them elf ears. Back in the day, only the scout could be an elf, and it was more special. They've stolen the specialness of being an elf from me, and I will never forgive them. That being said, it's pretty cool, but it does suffer from Christmas, so it's going in C. Booty time. Same deal. It's the coolest of the boots because it gives you that jingle jangle. But just like how they stole how special it was to have pointy ears, they've also stolen how special it was to have jingle bell sounds. Nowadays, every flipping Christmas cosmetic comes with jingle bell sounds. But back in my day, only the Booty Time did that for you. And that made them very special. If we did this tier list, I don't know, 7 years ago or some shit, they would have been S tier. Boston Boombringer, it's a boring backpack. I'm sorry. Give the scout a taunt where he does like the say anything, holds the boombox above his head in the rain. That would be sick. Oh my god, that actually would be sick. If you had a taunt that made him like walk around holding a boombox above his head, and then if you got like an unusual taunt effect that made it a rainstorm, holy shit. The scenes. The community market would go nuts. You wouldn't be able to buy them for love nor money. Fast Learner, it's a classic torso piece. So I'm going to put it with the weight room warmer. They're both classic torso pieces. There you go. It does have two styles, but I can't tell the difference between the styles. 2-4 tooth kickers. Boring boots. Sorry guys, but it's true. And they're going to go there. In the middle of the boots. Front Runner. Name of the first game I ever played on my YouTube channel, but you can't find the video because I unlisted it. It's another non-paintable hare with a red headband, so it's going to go with the other two non-paintable hares with red headbands. Weird how that's come up 3 times. Very strange. Crosscom Express, very cool hat. If it wasn't a promotional item, if you could get this in like unusual effects and stuff, I think it would be very coveted. I do think it's a very cool hat. It's got like the one like gold. It's almost like that thing from Dragon Ball Z, the Scouter or whatever the fuck it's called. I never watched the show. Dillinger's duffel bag. It is a boring backpack, but it's not so boring. It's quite cool. It looks quite nice. Maybe the best of the backpacks. Wow. What a high accolade. Fed Fighting Fedora. It's another classic A-tier hat. I like the bullet holes in it as well. That really adds to it, actually. Champ Stamp. To this day, still the only cosmetic that gives you a tattoo, unless I'm wrong. So that's like huge value because it's a one-of-a-kind feature. In fact, it's big enough value for me to put it in S tier. There you go. Triad Trinket used to be cool, but now we've got the Aloha apparel. I don't need you anymore. I don't want to play with you anymore, said Andy. And I'm going to put you down with the Paisley Pro, because you're both torso pieces. Void Monk hair. I hate to do this, mate, but you're an F tier cosmetic. One of the first cosmetics I ever owned, because it was a promotional item for some like turn-based strategy game. I can't remember what it's called, that I used to actually play. I remember I actually had a player base. I could play against other people online. Good times. If you bought like the Drow expansion pack, you got this cosmetic for TF2. Wow, what a time it was. I also have the, what's it even called? The dwarf helmet for the demo man. That was from that game. Some kind of cowl. Crook's cowl. I don't know. Some spy item that gives him a ninja cowl. I used to have that one as well. That was from that game. Good times. Good times. Teeth. There's like a tooth necklace for the pyro. I'm not going to go through all of it. I'm getting sidetracked here. Robot Running Man. I actually quite like the robot cosmetics, and this is one of the coolest ones. I like the idea of the scout killing a robot scout and being like, yes, I will take his robot hat. I'm going to put it with these two because they all have the little. This is Alpha 1 to Delta Foxtrot over. Crafty hair. It's a weird one. It is paintable hair, but it's too weird for it to deserve to go next to these other bastions of paintable hair. It's going to go down in D. It's going to go down in E, in fact, now that I've thought about it. It's so weird, like this flat-topped hair. Am I supposed to be like Guile from Street Fighter? Maybe? I really don't understand it. It looks so weird. It does look like the person who made it was not super experienced with making cosmetics. Track Terrorizer. It is a classic torso piece, but I think there's so many better alternatives nowadays. I just don't know why you'd ever equip it. So it can go with the Paisley Pro and the Triad Trinket. Spooky Sleeves. I'm a big fan. Let me just reiterate that because I kind of yawned the first time. Goes well with the spooky specs, you know. There's quite a lot of Halloween-y kind of cosmetics that this would go well with, I imagine. You can actually equip it on Halloween, even though it's not Halloween restricted, you know. Why not? Why not do that? Skeletons are cool. Dead people are cool, you know. It's a classic cosmetic. Where are the other classic torso pieces sitting at right now? Well, A tier, I guess. Well, there you go. There you go. I don't make the rules, guys. I just follow them. Spooky shoes. They can go... They're with the Squire Sabatons. I hate to do it, but it is the same old story. You need the skeleton arms to be a skeleton. You don't need the skeleton feet. Ain't no one looking at your feet. Digit Divulgers. Don't need to exist. The Crook Combatants are better than them now. I'm sorry, Digit Divulgers, but you've also become irrelevant. I don't want to play with you anymore. Go sit with the Triad Trinket. Flight of the Monarch. It's a weird one. It's like angel wings that are supposed to be fake, right? It's not supposed to be, oh, the scout has wings. It's supposed to be the scout went to a costume shop and got fake wings. And I don't know how to feel about it. Sorry, I'm just looking at my hair IRL. Don't know how I want it. Whatever. We'll stick with the half fringe. Fuck it. Flight of the Monarch, yeah. It's kind of ugly, but it's kind of supposed to be. But it still is ugly, so... If it was paintable, it would be so much better, but it's not. I don't know how to use it. I wish I could find a way to use it. There is one way. If you have the Cheetahs Lament and this, that's like a costume shop angel set right there. Because the Cheetahs Lament is like a fake halo, right? You can see the wire attaching it to your head. And this is like fake angel wings. So that's a really cool combo. Unfortunately, I was not playing at the time when the Cheetahs Lament was given out to people, and there's no way for me to ever get it now. So I do not have the Cheetahs Lament. So I can't do that set. So I'm personally hurt by this item. And that's why it is only going to be in D tier. What is this? Don't know the name. It's pretty cool though. It's like a little belt and some yellow shoes. If you paint your Crook Combatants Australian gold, it's a nice little combo with that. But apart from that, I don't really know when you're using this. You could use it with Bonk Boy to do like a superhero loadout. You could use it with the Speedsters Spandex to do that, you know. There are a few ways you could use it. It's two cosmetics in one. You know, we're going to put it with the cool boots. It's a cool boot cosmetic. Hanger-on hood, I really like it actually. Don't know what it's supposed to be. I know it's like a specific reference to a character, but unlike the Flash, the character that's specifically referencing is not super iconic anymore, I would say. Or maybe I'm just an ignorant fool. I mean, I am, but, you know, in this context, maybe I am as well, is what I'm trying to say. I don't know, I like it. I really like it. It's like a Mad Max, like, apocalypse, I am a superhero, I've decided I'm a superhero kind of thing. That's the vibe I get from it. It does look like something out of Fallout to me. Where did we put the fuel injector? There, it's going with that. I reckon they would go nicely together, especially if you painted the fuel injector either yellow or red if you want to match the eyes or the visor. Mutton Man. Scout doesn't get much facial hair, so Mutton Man is pretty cool. The other facial hair he gets is on the fried batter. Has like a little bit of Shaggy from Scooby-Doo action, much like myself. I don't know if it picks up in the camera though. Do I put it with that? Maybe, to be honest. It is paintable hair, technically, but it's not hair on the top of your head, so it loses points. But it's very unique. There's no other cosmetics going to do that for you as Scout. You ain't getting no sideburns any other way. Buckturner All-Stars, why would you ever equip these over the ball-kicking boots? Answer me that. Or, in fact, the essential accessories. So, literally no reason to equip them there with the boring boots. Tomb Wrapper, pretty cool. Not many cosmetics make you be bloody, you know? So that's value right there. It's unique. I think we're going to put it with the Orion's belt. They're both from Tomb Raider promotions, so there's a certain logic there. Longfall loafers used to be cool, right? Because back in the day, the Pretty Boy's pocket pistol, I'm pretending I'm spinning it on my finger, the Pretty Boy's pocket pistol used to prevent you from taking full damage when you had it equipped. So you could have the Pretty Boys equipped and then like jump from high places, not double jump, still not take full damage, and that was like POG roleplay as using the Longfall loafers. You know, you'd be like, wow, my Longfall loafers saved me from full damage, cool. Even though we all knew it was because you had this little pistol in your back pocket. But, you know, now you can't do that because the Pretty Boys doesn't do that anymore. So they've kind of just become another set of weird shoes that you can't equip in any context. There's no, it doesn't. I don't know what other cosmetics you're equipping to make yourself look like a Portal test subject. You could equip the Witcher thing and paint it like dark hair coloured to do like a Chell cosplay, I guess. But it would be weird. I wouldn't recommend it. Wilson Weave, paintable hair, and it's pretty cool paintable hair too. I'm a big fan. Another one of the first ever cosmetics I got. I bought Don't Starve just to get this in genuine quality and to get the ham shank, of course. And it is cool. It's not a realistic hairstyle, but it still looks neato. Bonk Boy. I think it's cooler than Bonk Boy because it gives you the Cyclopean effect. And that's cool. Having one eye is cooler than two eyes. Come on, everyone knows that. Bonk Leadwear. I know I said I like the robot cosmetics, but this is not a good one. It is ugly. So it's going to go with this other ugly helmet, the Batter's helmet. Ye-oiled Baker Boy is in the exact same position, my friend. But at least Bonk Leadwear has the humour value of the Bonk being replaced by like car batteries or something like that. It's kind of funny. Ye-oiled Baker Boy is just a metal Baker Boy hat, so there's no jokes there. It's just made of metal. Bacteria Blocker. Interesting one. Not really sure what you're supposed to equip this with, besides a particulate protector. So you know what? They can go right next to each other. There you go. If you fucking love each other so much, why don't you sit with each other? Beastly Bonnet. Yeah, it's pretty cool. No other hat's going to do that for you. Does suffer from not being adaptable that much, so it's just going to be at the bottom of C because of that. Cheat Sheet. Arguably in the same deal, but you could equip it with the Hephaestus's handcrafted, whatever the heck that's called. You could equip it with any of the medieval stuff, you know. It's kind of cool. And being completely barefoot has a kind of value. No other cosmetic lets you be completely barefoot like that. So we're going to put you with the bargain breeches. Big Man on Campus. Another all-time classic Scout torso piece. It's going to go right next to the Flapjack. They're both iconic classics in my eyes. Caffeine Cooler, it's a boring backpack, but it's not that boring, so it can go there in the lesser boring backpacks. Cool Cat Cardigan, I don't know, it's with the Track Terrorizer in my eyes. Doesn't need to exist anymore. There's so many better alternatives, I think. Delinquent's Down Vest still is with the classics. How else am I supposed to be Marty McFly from Back to the Future, huh? Answer me that, fancy man. Yeah, that's what I thought. Silence. Grease Lightning, paintable hair, gold standard for paintable hair. It's what all paintable hair wishes it was. Very cool stuff. Half Pipe Hurdler. It's a boring backpack, guys. What else do you want me to say? At least there is a skateboarding taunt now, so you can do a little bit of thematic stuff there. But the issue is, if I'm riding a skateboard, why do I also have a skateboard on my back? What, do I carry two skateboards with me? I don't think so. Macho Man lets you be like the Beastie Boys in the Sabotage music video. And as previously mentioned, Scout doesn't get many facial hair options, so getting a moustache is big pog. And finally, the Beat Boy. It's pretty cute. It used to be for the engineer, but now it's multi-class. It has facial flexes enabled or whatever, you know. It's paintable, it's quite nice. It can go with Orion's belt because they both sit like on your upper thigh. There you go, guys. The tier list has been completed. Behold, look upon my works, ye mighty, and despair. You heard it here first, lads. The best cosmetic for the Scout is the ball-kicking boots, and the worst is the hot heels, despite the fact they look very similar to each other. That is, it's not despite the fact, that is exactly why. If a cosmetic is the best for the Scout, then one that aspires to be that but falls short is the worst. Why would I ever take second best when first place is right here and enables me to kick big inflatable balls around? I hope you agree with my philosophies. I hope that if you disagree, you let your voice be heard in the democratic comment section below. And above all, I hope you have a good day and you enjoy the precious time that we all share on this planet together. Goodbye now.